What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel. So we are quickly approaching a new season of Bachelor in Paradise, premiering on July 7th. They are changing locations. No longer in Mexico. We are heading to Costa Rica with host Jesse Palmer, and then of course everyone's favorite bartender, Wells Adams, but then also a new addition this summer in Hannah Brown, making her appearance on the beach. So we're going to get into, as we got our day one cast members that will be on the beaches of Paradise at the beginning of this journey. We have our regular Bachelor, Bachelorette contestants that will be on the beach, but then also a new twist this year. We are going to have some of the Golden Bachelor and Golden Bachelorettes that will be joining the beach as well, creating a interesting dynamic for this summer of Paradise. So we're going to jump into all of the names that are announced so far for day one of Bachelor in Paradise. But before we do that, if you could just hit that like and subscribe button down there. We'll have more Bachelor in Paradise content on the channel as we move towards the season. Then once the season starts, we will have recaps of every single episode and anything else that goes on during the season. So just make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video. So really not too much analysis going to be going on here, just going through all the names. Going to first start out with our Golden Bachelor and Bachelorettes. We're just going to go in alphabetical order here from this article that we are reading off of. We will link it down here in the description. But April from the Golden Bachelor. I remember her, from what I remember, she had a good connection with Gary on that season of the Golden Bachelor. And then heading over to the Golden Bachelorette, Gary, one of the most fun characters on season one of the Golden Bachelorette. Absolutely loved him on that season. Excited to see him on the beaches of Paradise. And then speaking of another good time, we have Jack. I hope someone can get him a grill out there in Paradise so he can teach everyone how to grill correctly, if you remember the season of Golden Bachelorette. Then we also have Charles, C.K. King, heading to the beaches of Paradise as well. Then we have Kathy. I mean, she has done an incredible amount of stuff since her time on the Golden Bachelor. That was almost, 2 years ago? But, you know, she's been out at other Bachelor events and commercials and whatnot. So really, I'm excited to see her on the beaches of Paradise and see what happens. And then we have Keith. I mean, absolute sweetest guy out there. Have him on this season of Bachelor in Paradise. Obviously loved hearing all these stories on Golden Bachelor, Golden Bachelorette, but excited to see him out in this setting. And then another really sweet guy in Kim. Hope we get a rendition of the Mansion Men out in the beaches of Paradise. Maybe create a new song would be something to look forward to this summer. And then Leslie, who was the runner-up on the first season of the Golden Bachelor with Gary. Everyone kind of thought that it was going to be her if we jump back to that Golden Bachelor season, obviously before Gary went a different direction there, but she was convinced it was her as well. But she came in second. She was the runner-up of that season, and now she is here on the beaches of Paradise. We have Natasha as well, coming from the Golden Bachelor, and then Ralph as well, rounding out the Golden Bachelor and Bachelorette cast members on this season of Bachelor in Paradise. So, really just some names. We're going to go through this for each group. Obviously, no spoilers, just going off of, trailers that are already out there for public consumption and just me kind of, thinking who would go good together. Obviously, don't know anything. I'm interested to see Gary and Leslie. I think that could be an interesting pairing. Some of the other combos, I'm curious. Maybe a Jack and Kathy. I think that could be interesting. But I wish all these contestants luck as they head to the beaches of Paradise. I'm curious what other names, Bachelor, Golden Bachelor or Golden Bachelorettes, we could have coming down the beaches of Paradise this summer at some point as well. I'm assuming we'll have more at some point. So if their person isn't out there that they want to hang out with, possibly date and move on further with, then hopefully they will come down the beaches of Paradise at some point. But that'll do it for the Golden Bachelor and Bachelorettes. We're going to move forward to the regular Bachelor, Bachelorettes contestants. First up, we have Alex Godin from Grant's season of The Bachelor, our Canadian, coming to the beaches of Paradise. Then from Grant's season as well, we have Bailey Brown. Then we have Brian Otts coming from Jen's season of The Bachelorette. Then we have Dale Moss, a little flash from the past from Claire Crawley's season of The Bachelorette. Obviously, Claire ended her season early because she was so infatuated with Dale. They ended up, I believe they did get engaged. Yeah, they did get engaged. They ended it after like 3-4 weeks. Then that's when they had to pull the whole switcheroo of Bachelorettes in the middle of the season. But obviously that did not work out. Now Claire is, perfectly happy. She is married and, moved on and everything. And then Dale is still looking for love. So he is here on the beaches of paradise. Then we have our guy Hakeem. Hopefully they have some Secret Life of Mormon Wives for him to stream there in the beaches of paradise to keep him busy. And then we have Jess Edwards, coming from season 28, Joey's season. Then we have Jeremy Simon from Jen's season of The Bachelorette as well. Jeremy seems overall like a good guy. Unfortunate for him that he just looks like Jed, obviously, who Hannah Brown unfortunately chose and then had a girlfriend or whatever that whole situation was. So that's the unfortunate thing for him. But overall, from Jen's season, seemed like an okay guy. So he's making his way out here on the beaches of paradise. And then Jonathan Johnson. I believe he was the first official invite to paradise, but it was kind of up in the air whether like him and Jen were going to try to work something out at like the after show and everything like that. But obviously that didn't happen as Jen moved on, and, has since moved on, since then. So obviously that wasn't a thing. So Jonathan getting to the beaches of paradise this summer. And then we have Justin Glaze, obviously originally from Katie Thurston's season, was on last season of Bachelor in Paradise as well. Obviously, since has been, was in a relationship with Susie. Unfortunately for both of them, that didn't work out. They both are incredible people. Two of the, especially of this last, 5 or so years, definitely two of the more popular contestants that have been on Bachelor or Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, whatever. And, Justin, it is TV gold. They're going to have incredible moments with him all summer long. So I'm excited to see him on the beaches of paradise, see what he does and, what his journey can turn into. And then we have another contestant from Katie Thurston's season, Kyle Howard. And then we have Catherine Cat Izzo coming back for another season of Bachelor in Paradise. Obviously, she left last season with Jonathan, right? Was his name John? She left with John, tried to make it work for a while out there in San Diego. Didn't end up working out, but she is back for another season. She was originally was she on Zach's season, I believe, was her original season. I believe so. Let me just fact check myself here. Yep, she was originally on Zach's season of The Bachelor, but coming back for a second season here of Paradise. Then we have Lexi Young from Joey's season of The Bachelor. Then we have Ricky Martinez. I remember the face, but I don't really remember him on the show. And I think they even said that in the promo. Like, you might not remember me, but after the summer, you're going to. And then we have Sam McKinney from Jen's season of The Bachelorette. Coming to the beaches of paradise, kind of knew this was going to happen, but obviously not a great storyline from his time on Jen's season of The Bachelorette. Obviously painted as the villain. And, as there's always two sides to every story, everything's not as you see online. Did not have a good showing on The Bachelorette, but, knew to kind of stir up some drama that he would probably be out there. But, everyone deserves a second chance, so hopefully if he can, stay out of drama and trouble, if he can have a successful summer on Paradise, we'll see. Or if he's just there for a good time. Who knows? Spencer Conley, also from Jen's season of The Bachelorette. I liked him on the season. I thought that he would go fairly far, and he did go pretty far in the journey as well. Zoe McGrady, coming from Grant's season of The Bachelorette. Obviously, she made it very far in Grant's jersey, and I believe it was they asked her on after the final rose if she wanted to come to Paradise and invited her there. So she's coming out. I'm curious. I really don't know any couples. I know I went through a couple with the Golden Bachelor, Bachelorettes, but really of these, and only because there was a clip that I believe it looks like it is Jeremy and Bailey. Like a clip of them kissing in the trailer is only why I say those two. But honestly, I think, one, as I'm, going through these, Alex Godin, our Canadian, I kind of like her with, obviously, who knows, they might not have anything in common, but I kind of like her with our guy Spencer from Jen's season. So those are two names each. I think I threw out two for Golden Bachelor, Bachelorette as well, but that's where we're at. Obviously, we're going to get more into it once we head closer to July 7th and the premiere date. We will obviously have a recap of every single episode, as we said. And as we move through the season and all the drama and whatnot, apparently there's going to be some twists in there. Obviously, the twist already of the Golden Bachelor and Bachelorettes coming into the fold. So curious to see how that happens, and obviously if there's any intermingling between the Goldens and the regular contestants. But we'll see. I think it's going to be an exciting summer, and I'm excited to see what happens, what new twists. I'm excited. Obviously Jesse and Wells always out there as well, but I'm excited to see what Hannah Brown can bring back to our televisions as well. Obviously she is TV gold, Bachelor, Bachelorette gold as well. So I think she's going to provide some incredible moments this summer as well. And then a fairly good cast so far. Obviously, there'll be more contestants joining as we go through the season. But anyway, that'll do it for this one. That's the cast so far on day one for Bachelor in Paradise, coming out, premiering, should I say, on July 7th. So anyway, that'll do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.